All right, it's the very next day. I've done a little bit of work to this thing. Hardly nothing, just pulling stuff out of it. Got the back seats out of it, the top and the bottom. The structures behind them really isn't in bad shape. I mean, it's rusty, but it's still solid. Like, it's all still solid. I mean, all that shit's nasty, the fabric and material. But do have some rust in the floor pan here. You can see right here. It's little, I would call that starting to get soft right here. That may be my fingers just smashing into the sand, making that crunchy noise. But yeah, a little bit soft right here in that general area. Over there, not so much. This is probably where the residence was right here for the mices. Trying to get all the loose junk out of here. I got the back springs cut and heated and bent straight. So this is about where I want the back to sit. Again, not super low, just lower than it was because those Continental springs would not fit under here. I had those Continental springs, they weren't even all the way up in their right spots. The bottom was like hanging down, and a couple of the, how the spring is, I had it like down and like squeezed in there, like, you know, that much of the spring hanging down past the rear end, and it still sat up that high. So I cut the spring to where it was about 8 inches from top to bottom. And I mean, that's how it sits right there. So it's got plenty of travel. The lower control arms aren't at that bad of an angle. The tops, they may be. I don't know. It'll be fine. I'm going to work on just getting all this stuff out. Cleaning the inside out. I need a new filter for my vacuum cleaner, my shop vac, so I can't run that. I may just have to sweep this stuff out for now. I can't really do that much this weekend because I haven't got paid yet, and I don't know. I kind of like to spend the weekends to myself not doing anything. But I'm going to at least get this thing cleaned up, swept off, all the crap off of it. Try to get everything out of it, get everything accounted for. Get all these body mount bushings everywhere. I did see on eBay, a company is selling body mount bushings that supposedly will fit this car, the wagons, the Ford LTD. It's $250, but it comes with like 50 different bushings from front to back. But still, that's $250. I don't know if this car's worth that much. But I've got a bunch of these, well, I've already took them out, rubber bushings and stuff, the factory rubber bushings. I might just mix match some that are the best quality and put the best ones in. Because on this car from the factory, it didn't have a bushing right here. But I stuffed a bushing right here since I had that Continental parts car. And it's sitting on that bushing. There's even a hole in the frame right there. I don't know if a bolt could go there there wasn't anything there from the factory, but I could just throw a bolt right there. But anyway, I'll come back whenever I get more of this cleaned out and get the trunk open. Okay, I'm back. I didn't power wash it, but I power broomed it. I took a broom and just kind of swept, swept. Got all the cobwebs and nasty stuff off of it so I can see the car. And we're going to pop the trunk again. Get everything out of the car. I can't really do anything this weekend. Don't know. I need a filter for my shop vac. I think I've already missed the time. That's what it's like living in a small town here. I mean, places closed, the places that have the stuff you need, like Ace Hardware is closed. Or, well, they may not close till 5 today, I don't know, but they're mainly closed on the weekend. What am I doing? Somewhere right there. There it is. Can't wait till I can get a actual key and lock cylinder. But we have some body mounts here. Yeah, these are body mounts. These are body mounts. These are probably the bolts. These may be the bolts that go here. Maybe the bottoms. And then we got a bunch of body mounts over here. I know some of this stuff is from that Continental. So I mean, not all of this is for this car. Man, we really just need to... I need to get some of that. I mean, it's not soft yet, but it's getting there. I need to get some of that rust converter and just splash these whole sides so they don't get any worse. Because I really don't want to do any rust repair on this car because I'm not good at that stuff. This tail light here, that's the one I had to glue back together that broke. I don't know, it was broke before I even messed with this car years ago. Bunch of wet, greasy shit up there because I left that freaking grease gun in here. Can't really do much holding my phone, so I guess I'll come back whenever I get all this picked up and maybe power broom this area under here too. Just knock all these spider webs and stuff down. Okay, been working on this car some more. I got the brake calipers out, got the back pretty much cleaned up. That little stuff, whatever. Got to clean some grease that melted right there. Got the brake calipers here. These are off of a 73 Continental, I think. Maybe these can be saved. The rubber's not all dry rotted or anything. I could soak these and get these to work. And then I'm cutting some springs in the front because these springs are from a Continental with a 460 big block. So I couldn't even fit these in here before I cut them. Like, you would have to drop the lower control arm way down. And I mean, I could jack it up and it wouldn't even come close to this spindle right here going in the spindle hole, and it was jacking the whole car up. So I cut about 2 links off of them. About 2 links. As you see, these things are really thick, really stiff. They're for a really heavy big block car, so they'll be really stiff in the front. So I just went ahead and just cut one and a half coils off the bottom. I don't want to cut too much, because when I do, if I can drop the 6.0 in here, it's definitely going to be lighter than that 460 big block. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to find a 460 C6 to put in this thing, but they're just so damn expensive. People were asking way too much money on Marketplace for them. That 6-liter will be just fine. But I doubt, even with that 6-liter under the hood in here, it probably won't bring this down much. And then from there, I'll trim on the bottom of the coils, because you can see the bottom of the coil, it sits in this little slot right here. And if you look at the factory bottom right here, they just leave it like, see, they just leave it bent like that. So that's easy right there. You can just trim back however much you want off of it, and it'll be perfectly fine. It don't have to be bent flat or heated up and laid flat. So these are the rotors off that Continental. They're in pretty good shape. Spin really smooth. Still got some blue paint on them. They still got a little bit of metal left on them. They'd be good enough for now. Probably getting all this rust off of them, they'd be too thin. I don't know. I'm just going to try to find some old junky shoes to put on here. I may hit this with a wire wheel a little bit when I get to that point. That's way down the road. This car probably won't be running and moving for a long time. because I've got to get a bunch of shit for it. I'm basically starting over. I've got a truck out there that's 95% complete, Constance, and now I'm starting over with this car here that don't have nothing. So whatever. I found a core support on eBay, but it was like $400 something. Brand new OEM core support. I mean, it's to the point is, you know, I guess this car is worth that much, but I already need to get a trunk floor, and I think the trunk floor is like $300 to $400. So that I probably definitely need to get and just at least attempt to do this, DD speed shop it or something. Anyway, I'll come back here in a minute once I get this front end closer to being bolted up. All right, well, that's about it for today. As you can see, it's already starting to cloud up. The wind is starting to blow. The temperature, it's already starting to get cooler because there's a cool front coming through. It's Saturday right now. And they said Sunday and Monday, there's like a 70 and 80% chance of rain. So, great. I figured I'd have this whole weekend to work on this car, but now I gotta put it back together and put it underneath a garage because it is not waterproof as of right now. So I got the front end put back together, cut the front springs, and I know there's no motor in it, but I mean, you can see how high it sits in the front. It's pretty much maxed out, max height with them springs down there. And, you know, I cut, you know, that much off of them. And, you know, I even put, you know, I'm about 160 pounds. I got on the very end of the frame down here and bounced up and down on it. And I mean, it barely moves. So with that motor sitting back there, I don't think it'll go down that much. But that way I can just test it, get the motor in, get all the weight in the car, and then just trim off on the coils. Trim off on the coils to where it's sitting about down where I want it. I don't want it, you know, slammed on the ground. As you can see, the back went up a little bit, but I cut massive amount of coils out of the back. Again, these are Continental springs, and you can see how much ground clearance there's. There's going to be about 8 inches of ground clearance under it. The front, it'll be going down some more because, you know, you can see how low that stuff hangs down there. So it'll definitely go down some more. And I want to get some different control arms, upper control arms. As you can see how these, right here's the pivot point, and way down there is where the ball joint goes. I'd like to get some control arms, either tubular or something that goes straight across. So straight across, so the ball joint will be up here. And that will just help it. It won't be at such a max angle whenever it's all the way down. And plus the tubular control arms look better up top. And the bottom, I guess there ain't much you can do with this suspension. The bottom I'll just keep how it is with that beam that goes down this way. I don't have that on. That's in the building over there. The front end is just put together. Oh, I guess I need to tie up that pitman arm over there. Or I mean, not pitman arm, the idler arm. And I know I've had this piece right here that goes to this. That piece used to be in that building there. I remember exactly where it was on the floor. It was on the floor. And it's not there now. Obviously, it's not there now. So I've been spending 30 minutes looking in that building for it, and who knows where it's at. So I'll probably miss that piece. Probably a special piece that I'll never find or something. That's the steering right there. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with the steering because how that LS sits. I'm sure by now somebody makes headers for LS motor, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know if I can make a custom set of headers. But then again, I just have to get the motor in here and see. Hell, the damn oil pan may not fit right there where the steering bar is. So I don't know. But I guess that's going to conclude this video because I cannot do anything until I get paid, until I have a good dry weekend to work on this thing, because next pretty much, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I still need to do to this thing. This thing don't have a touch of brakes on it. Nothing. I'm hoping the Hydro Boost from the truck will fit right there. You can see under there, there's 4 bolt holes. Maybe it will fit. If I have to do a little trimming, who cares? But maybe I get the Hydro Boost to slide on there and use the truck's master cylinder and then just run it to the front brakes that are disc already. And then I'll just have to cap off the back for now because the back don't even have the drums on it. So I would have to get like a disc brake kit. And I kind of want to narrow that rear end, like maybe 2.5 inches on each side or something. But I don't know. That costs a lot of money and that's out of my realm of what I can do. I've watched, what's his name on YouTube? I can't remember. This Old Garage or something on YouTube. The older guy that's, I don't know, maybe some of you would know. The older guy that tried to narrow his 9-inch rear end and he had to beat on it and beat on it and beat on it to get the axle tubes out. And it like to wore him out. And he's like, ooh, man, shoot, that wore me out. But anyway, that guy, I can't think of his name right now, but seeing that, I know it's fairly easy to narrow these rear ends. You just have to cut the welds and pull the tubes out, cut them where you think, put them back in there, and then getting them straight is my problem. I'm not, my straight eye isn't that good. So my eyeball calibration is not that good. So I would definitely fuck that up. But you can see the rear end's not straight under there. Like this side's this way. Like the whole car needs to be pushed this way. But yeah, see, it needs to go that way. But at least now it's up on its wheels. I can roll it. Can't steer it, but I can kind of roll it that way. Probably hook a truck up to it somehow. And just kind of roll it that way. Because it'll need to go in that shed tonight, unfortunately. Because of course it's going to rain. And that was my fault. I didn't look at the weather. But I knew it as soon as I pulled this thing out, it'd be raining. It's going to rain. But anyway, that's going to conclude this video. I'm going to go ahead and get everything kind of thrown back together on it for now and get it pushed away. Because I can't do any more major work to it. Because it's supposed to be raining all day tomorrow. But thanks for watching. If you have any comments, just let me know. Otherwise, the next video will be out probably in a week or 2 weeks. I don't know. I honestly can't buy anything for this thing this year. I gotta wait till next year because my money's tied up. I don't know. Maybe I need to drop my Cash App down below. If you want to help with these projects, just send some money to my Cash App. If you got money falling out of your ass and you're rich off your ass, donate a couple of dollars. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day or night.